Hey guys, welcome back. Just posting this quick interview I did with Dog Trainers Connection not too long ago about pit bulls. So about 9 minutes, you get a pretty decent pit bull education. Check it out.
Hello, everybody. My name's Joel Filderman, and welcome to the Dog Trainers Connection. I'm not a dog trainer, but this person that you see here is, and that person today is Jeff Coltenback. Jeff Coltenback. There you go. Messed up your name to begin with. There you go.
You know what? I've been called worse.
Yeah. We're going to discuss a topic. And the topic we're going to discuss today is pit bulls and bully breeds. And the reason that Jeff and I are discussing that is that Jeff has been training pit bulls and bully breeds since 1992, and he's become somewhat of an expert. And so the question that I have for you today, Jeff, is what is the most important things that a dog trainer needs to know about pit bulls and bully breeds when it comes to training?
Okay, so there's two things that come to mind that, as it relates to something I would tell another trainer. One, from a training standpoint, right, is they're terriers. Okay, they're a lot like any other terrier.
Okay.
And they're like any other dog, for that matter, that has certain characteristics and traits for a particular breed or breed group.
Right.
So from a training standpoint, that's what I would say. From a more, I guess, a social standpoint for trainers is they're just dogs. They're just dogs. They don't require anything, extraordinary to care for them that you wouldn't expect any normal, responsible dog owner to implement in their own dog's care. And I think sometimes trainers, and I probably have been guilty of this over the years, I'm not blaming anyone, I probably fell into it many years ago as well, suggesting that they're different than other dogs and that they require, X, Y, and Z as opposed to other breeds. And I think inadvertently that perpetuates their plight, because the fact is they are just dogs, right? And I know people are like, no, they're not. They require special owners.
The special laws, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, laws is a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
But from an ownership standpoint or a dog training standpoint, I haven't heard one good argument on how they're different than any other powerful athletic breed. Not a single difference, right? Except for the stigma associated with the terms pit and bull.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't there terriers that are as bad, quote unquote, or even worse as far as aggressiveness and et cetera, than what we consider pit bulls?
I say no, because terriers were bred for a purpose.
Okay.
They didn't do that to themselves. We did. We created them to have high gain, and I don't like to use the A word, right? I don't like to use aggressive, but
okay. All right, I'll stop using that.
No, you can. That's fine. I'm trying to promote responsibility among trainers, so I'm treating them carefully. But
I understand.
Intolerance towards other animals is what I like to refer to when it comes to terriers. Right? Herding dogs are prone to territoriality. Does that make it a behavioral problem or a breed characteristic? But to answer your question more specifically, if your little rat terrier is barking and lunging at the end of its leash, most people will walk by and laugh.
Right, because it's a little cute thing, supposedly.
If my dog exhibits the same exact behavior,
meaning a pit bull, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a problem. Now, obviously, my dogs don't do that, thank God. But I work with dogs that do, exhibit high anxiety and high intolerance towards other animals. So from the training standpoint, and granted, I don't minimize the capability of the American Pit Bull Terrier. I know how capable they are as animals. But you know what? So are German Shepherds and Rottweilers and Dobermans and Boxers and Cane Corsos and Presicanarios ad infinitum. There are a lot of large, powerful, athletic dogs that require normal, responsible pet ownership, right?
Yeah.
You know, so from that standpoint, that I think we trainers have to move away from characterizing them as some different monster of a dog when they're just dogs, right? From a training standpoint, what, you know, how would you train a boxer pup or a lab pup,
Sure.
right? You would expect an intelligent, high energy, eager to please puppy.
Right.
I just described the pit bull to you.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Right. So why are we putting this extra stigma on them as professionals? Because people are going to listen to what we have to say. We need to choose our words more carefully. We inadvertently perpetuate their plight by making them seem to be something other than just a dog.
But it also is society who puts that stigma on them. I remember you talking, I can't remember whether it was on one of our forums or just we were talking, and you mentioned about the fact that if a dog is a certain way, a certain dog, and they're classified as a pit bull, whether they are a pit bull or not. I can't exactly remember what you said, but
yeah, and what it is, that there's only one pit bull breed.
Right.
It's the American Pit Bull Terrier.
Right.
That is fact. That is not my opinion.
Right. That's what the AKC says.
No, AKC is American Staffordshire Terrier.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're correct. I apologize.
So legally, legislatively, and politically and socially, the American Pit Bull Terrier comprises about 4 or 5 different breeds of dog. Mm-hmm. And how that classification is determined is by looks. So, and this is what I mentioned on a previous forum, is you can mix an American Pit Bull Terrier with probably, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 different other breeds of dogs, and the puppies will probably resemble a pit bull. Therefore, it will be called a pit bull. Mm. So that's some of the social and political and legislative challenges we face as pit bull owners. So.
Mm-hmm. So your take on this and your final thoughts, for all intents and purposes, on this is that it's about it, as far as trainers go, it's about communicating the right thing, as it is with most things with trainers. It's about not putting the stigma on it and talking the reality, not what people think it is, I guess.
Yeah. Now, so I'll keep my final thoughts brief. So there are a couple of there's 2 types of trainers out there as it relates to pit bulls: those that love them and those that hate them. For those that hate them, I could give 2 shits about you. So get a grip and educate yourself.
Okay.
For those of us that love them and understand what they're really made of, right? We have a responsibility to the dog and their owner to understand that despite everything we just said, right? Mm-hmm. We pit bull owners and trainers are held to a higher standard than other breeds and breed owners. That means that approaching training with a pit bull means that our focus shouldn't just be to make this trained like any other dog, but to make it a particularly great ambassador for its breed and to help its owner become a super responsible owner. So they're always putting their dog in a position to succeed, because again, we are held to a higher standard, which I embrace, and other pit bull trainers and owners should embrace the same as well.
What do you mean by you embrace it? I don't quite understand that point.
Embrace the higher standard that we're held to, as opposed to
fighting it,
right?
Okay.
Great. You know what? You're right. I will. You know why I embrace it? That's probably what will help clear this up. And
that's exactly what I was asking. Yeah.
I embrace it because my dogs deserve it.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Jeff. This was a very interesting talk, and thanks for being here, and thanks, folks, for watching. If you want to find out more about Jeff, you can check out his website. Boy, am I having trouble speaking today. Yeah. His website, jeffcoltenback.com. And thanks a lot. And
can I leave with one last thought? And
sure.
So I'm going to show you the most important pit bull statistic that there is. Okay, it's on my T-shirt. Hopefully, you can read it.
In 2017, 5 million pit bulls did nothing wrong. And that's a great place to leave it. Thanks a lot, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.